Right, welcome to this class. Um, Today we shall be looking at network manager. Last week or other weeks we talked about virtual machines, how to create virtual machines, standalone virtual machines, and how to enable RDP, that is a remote desktop computer, a remote desktop application on that virtual machine, and then you can log in from anywhere in the world. And I gave you credentials to the virtual machines we created that day to log in, which I call yours Ifoma, I call the other one Love It. And now, today, we shall be looking at how to manage our network. All right. We shall be looking at how to
Okay.
manage. Uh, we shall be looking at how to manage our network. When we mean network here, the devices inside a particular environment like the Azure devices you have created. If they are network, you have the virtual machines, you have SQL, you have how do you call it, diverse kinds of how do you call it, servers. All right. So that is what we call network. All right. But there is a particular new application that has been created and deployed on Azure just of recent to manage your network together. That means you can create a lot of virtual machines. All right. You can create a lot of virtual machines, and this particular network manager can manage it. It does not depend whether, it does not mean whether these virtual machines are located in Africa, in America, or in how do you call them, in Asia, or wherever, or in China. But with the help of a network manager, you will be able to manage everything. Do you understand? And
Yes, I
then,
do.
and then you are going to learn how to create this network manager in this Azure. In this Azure, you're going to learn how to create this network manager, and this network manager will be divided into two sections. Which one it is called hub, which is how do you call it? One is called hub. Let us get notepad. One is called hub. You can hop like this, H UB, and the other one is called spoke. In this network manager, you are going to, we have only one spoke, and then the other, we have many spokes. We have only one hub, and we have many what? Spokes. All right. And inside the spokes, you are going to have virtual machines deployed in them, and inside the hub you are going to have how do you call it, other network like virtual network gateway, that is a VPN. All right, deploy in it, firewall deploy in this hub, but every other devices will be deployed on spokes. All right, I guess you understand.
Yes, I do.
All right, so when we do it practically, you're going to understand better, because here is just theory that I'm just telling you. So let us go into it now. After you have logged in into your Azure portal using your credentials, uh, and you should know that the link is what? portal.azure.com. All right, then it will pops up for you to sign in with your credentials, username and password. Then you'll be able to reach here. For me, I'm a student, so I'm using my own student, how do you call it,
Okay.
a login for it. So now in this particular login, I am just like a global ward, a global administrator with this particular how do you call it, sign in. Okay. So,
Okay.
and then the Azure company, Microsoft Azure company, has been able to give me a lot of some privileges into some of the applications. So now if you click here, just I show you, you're going to see that we are having create a resource home. We have create a resource. We're going to, when you click on them, this is what we call resources. It's just like this is what we call marketplace. You come, you search for anything you want to search for, just like you go to your local market to buy anything. You buy rice, you buy clothes, you buy anything. So this is where you can buy anything or select anything. All right. So once you
Okay.
click on the home, on that create resources, then home, you can virtually see this is our home here. And then when you see the dashboard, this is our dashboard here. This is how our dashboard looks like. All right. You can quickly
Okay.
clone, you can quickly edit anything you want to edit, you can quickly upload anything you want to refresh or delete anything you want to, or get a feedback from whatsoever. And so now, and then you see other things, resource groups, all resources and all that, app services, function app, SQL databases, Azure Cosmos DB, which stands for database, and then virtual machines, load balancers that help us in networking, and then we have a storage account, virtual networks, and many. This Microsoft Entra itself, apart from the ID, Microsoft Entra, is just this Entra is just like a Portuguese language, which means entries. All right. This is what this is where, for me, I don't have access to it. If not, you would have seen that this is what we call Azure AD. This is where I don't have permission to this, because I'm a student. I don't have permission to this, so the university did not allow me to have permission to this. That's why you see all these things. All right. So now, if I have permission to it, you're going to see that this is where I manage all my users. When the users come into a company, maybe you just employ somebody and you say, okay, create that person user, the email address and all that according to the policy of the company. This is where you will come to Entra, which is here. You come, you click here. Once you click here, you see user, new user, all users and all that. You'll be able to create users in this particular place. All right.
Okay.
Uh-huh. So now, for any other thing, you can see, but what we want to do today, let us just go straight and begin to learn what is called network manager. So you create a resource, and then you search for network managers. This is a new tool developed by Microsoft, network manager or managers or whatsoever. So network manager, it just pop up. So this is the one we are talking about here. So you click it to open it, and then you land in this page. Once you land in this page, you can see this is what we want to create. It's not network license manager for MATLAB or a network security group. This is another. And this network security group is very, very essential. It's another way of securing your network with this. Especially, you apply them to your subnet. When you create a subnet within Azure, and then you can apply them to secure them, so that they will have second level of what of security. They are just like firewall and this network security group. All right. But for this one, this is what we want to do today. Let us click on it. Once you click on it, and then you click on create. You click on create here, right? So we are waiting on it to display. So now, just like I showed you before, the first thing you need to do here is your subscription, the type of subscription you are having. So I don't have any other subscription except Azure for Student. So when you log in into portal.azure.com, that means you are having a subscription. And that type of subscription, it could be Azure for Student, which signifies that you are a student, or pay as you go, or sponsorship, or whatsoever. Do you understand?
Okay.
All right. So now the second thing you need to know here is a resource group. So we need to create a resource group here. Maybe we can call it uh, hop spoke hop spoke demo. All right, hop spoke demo. So this is the name of our resource group, and so we click OK here. It has turned to our resource group. You can see it here. So HubSpoke demo, because we are going to talk about network manager, and we are going to deal with what hop and what spoke. So now we call the resource group hop and spoke. Even if we want to delete it, it will be easier for us to delete everything from this. Once we delete resource group, everything, all our resources will be deleted. All right. So we're
Okay.
going to see that. So now, what do we want to call the name of this network manager? What is the name of this network manager? So what do you want us to call it? Okay. Um, we can call it NM. All right. NM man. I don't know whether to take it. As not taking it. NM man. Well, let me just say, let us call it a conventional name, like maybe uh, network performance. Maybe we'll call it performance. All right, network performance. So we want to call the name of our network manager what? Network what?
Yes.
Performance. All right. So now, another thing, the second one is that in which region do you want to create and want this network performance, which is your network manager, to live? So automatically it has selected for us Africa, South Africa North. So we are at liberty to select anyone we want to select, but I told you before that when you are selecting your region, you select the
Yes.
region that is close to you so that you'll be able to access it seamlessly. All right. So
Yes.
that is what I told you before. So now let us leave it this way. South Africa North. We leave it. So now this way. So the next thing we want to do here, we just want to put the description. Hop, um, hop, and, and spoke, hop and spokes demonstration, right? Hop and spoke demonstration. So that is it. Then the next thing we need to do, which is very important, the description is not important. It's just optional. So now, the next thing we need to do here is to look at the feature. You can see the connectivity feature allows you to create network topologies at scale. The security admin feature lets you, so we are having two things in this particular place, even three things now. It has been added. We have user-defined routing. Now, we are going to select connectivity and what? And a security admin. Why? Because the hub and spoke will need their communication. Okay, we need them to communicate, and we also want to manage the security so that we will not have any breach in respect to the network. Okay, so that is why we selected connectivity and what? And security admin. Then once that is done, we move further to next. All right. So tag, even if you want to create tag, there is no we can add network scope. Is there anything important there? Network scope, let us see whether we can create the scope. So Azure network, so this is a network scope. So now I want to show you something here. In this network scope here, this is a subscription and this is a tenant. Okay.
Okay.
So even if you have 10 subscription here, take for instance, you have number one, Azure for student, number two, sponsorship, number three, pay as you go. Do you understand me? All
Yes.
these ones are under one tenant. This is tenant,
That's
which is a
tenant.
good, very good. So
That's
now,
good.
yes. So now they are asking you, where do you want this network manager to live in? By what
Okay.
subscription?
What subscription?
Yes. You will say you will pick one. So we are going to pick this our Azure for student because this is the only one we have here. So you select it and you select to apply for it. Okay. Even if we don't select it, automatically it has been selected because we have only one. But if we don't have only one, then we can go ahead to do this. But it is better for me to show you this so that when you
Okay.
have more than one subscription, you'll be able to know which one you want to apply your network manager to. All right. So
Okay.
after that, you click on next. Maybe let us call something here. So let me just say location. Uh, let us say location, and our location is going to be like Africa. Okay. Our location is Africa, not Africa. So we click on review and create, and so let this validation pass. The moment the validation pass, then we'll click on create.
Okay.
Now we can now go ahead to, you can see all the details of what you have put here. Your subscription is Azure for student, a resource group, and all this name. The name of your network manager is what? Network performance, which
Network
you have put. Your
performance.
region, which you selected, is
South
South Africa
Africa.
North. The description is hub and spokes demonstration, which you have put. Then enable features is connectivity and what? And security admin. Then the scopes, you pick what? You pick your Azure for student subscription. And so the location is Africa. And then you click on create. I hope you understand. Do you have any question?
No.
So we are waiting for you to create. It's carrying out deployment. Okay, that is very fast. That is very fast. This is done. Deployment is completed. Now, once the deployment is completed, you just click on go to resource. All right. So
Okay.
now you can see that the name of your network manager is
Network performance.
network performance. All right. So
Okay.
now you can see all the details you put over there. They have showed off. They have shown forth here. So now the next thing you need to do here is to create 3 virtual networks in the same or different what region, and that network will be what you create one hub, like I told you before, and another one two what
Many spokes.
two spokes. So we're going to have many spokes, but let us just create only two spokes and one hub. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
So based on this now, um let us visit this guy. Okay, let us return back to the dashboard. You see how I'm doing it. You return back to the dashboard, or you can just quickly come back to what? Create a resource. Then what do you need to search for now? You need to search for virtual network. Virtual network. So we are going to create 3 virtual network. Hit enter. What is it? What is it? Um, Resource virtual network. Let us see. Virtual network, yeah. Virtual network, dashboard. We need to, uh, okay, see it here. You can see it. Need to refresh this guy. Sorry. Sometimes internet could be very funny. You see, refresh, refresh. I don't know why this is fucking up. It could be a, it could be a. You are not. Are you not hearing me?
It's breaking.
Okay, it's because of the internet.
Okay.
Now you can hear me, right?
Yes, I am, but it has just been breaking for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's because of internet. Where now it's okay right now.
It's
So
fine.
yeah, so we were able to create our network manager. Now let us go to virtual networks. So we want to create virtual network. You search for it, virtual network. You can see it here. You pick it. So either you create virtual network or you just click on create here. All right. Still the same thing.
Okay.
You know, in Azure, we are having a lot of options to do our work perfectly and seamlessly. I don't know why this thing is not giving me a result. Uh, the internet is causing me problem here.
It's still breaking. It's breaking now again.
It's breaking now again.
Yes.
Shit. Let let the bad people should leave us alone. Oh. Ah, ah. Is it still breaking?
Yes.
I don't know what to do here now.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. I don't know. Okay, now so we have landed here now. We want to create a virtual network. You know what we created before was what? Network manager. So, all
Okay.
right. So we are going to create a virtual network now. Click on create.
That's right. Okay. Mm.
So automatically it has detected our resource group, which is HubSpoke demo. All right.
Okay.
Now, then what is the name of the virtual machine we want to call? Uh, I will call it Hub. We will call this one Hub Demo. So this one will be our hub, all right? So,
Okay.
we'll still be in the same region. Then we click on the, you can see that deploy to an Azure extended zone. We can as well check another what? Zone.
So,
Do you understand? All
yes.
right. So we can click on next, security, all this version and all that. Azure firewall. Okay. Go to IP address. So now the next thing we need to know here is that the entire network is having what? 65,536 IP addresses. We can leave it the entire network, all right? So now out of this network now, we are going to have a subnet. We can rename that subnet here, or we can delete it and add our own, all right? Out of this, out of this,
Okay.
um, out of this 65,000, we are going to have 256 addresses for this particular subnet. A subnet means that is a subgroup of this entire network. This is the entire network slash 16. So from this slash 16 now, we have removed how many IP addresses? We have removed 256 IP addresses to form this small network. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So now that is why this one is having slash 24, not slash 16. It must not be the same because this one carved out from this particular one. This is the major network slash 16. Then this is the smaller network slash 24. Okay? So once you are fine with
Okay.
this, once you are fine with this, you click on next. Know that our default, the name of our subnet is called default subnet. Let us see something. If you click on this pen icon, we can decide to change it from default to another thing. We can decide as well to change the IP address, that is 10 dot something dot something dot something, okay, to another one, either 10.1 or
Okay.
10.2. So it depends on what we want to do with it. But because this thing is taking a lot of time here, let us close it and then continue with the default subnet and the main network. So we click on next. So now we can still pick, we create tags for this. Our tag is still what? Location. I will pick what? Africa. It's still Africa. Then our resources. So now under this resource group here, you will see something here. They will ask, which one do you want to pick? It will be all resources. It will be all resources. There is no point.
Your screen is, you are not sharing.
Okay, it seems like the network has cut it off. Let me just stop it
Okay.
and share it back again.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Uh, Let me stop it. Where you go? Okay. Where you? Okay. So all this while you have not been seen, or the thing just cut off.
No, no, no. You went offline too.
Okay.
Just get back. Mm.
Okay. All right. That is fine. I hope you can see my screen now.
Yes, please.
Okay. So we will continue with this resources and all that. So we click on next, and then it's running validation right now. It's running validation right now. So The validation is passed. You can see this is what we have
Okay.
been able to configure. You can see the IP address space of our entire network is
Well, yeah.
65,536. So out of this one, we have
Oh God.
removed what? We have removed 256 addresses to create this small
56.
network. Okay. All right. So the tax is
Okay.
Africa, Africa, Africa. Okay, okay, let us click on create. There is no cause for alarm here. So we're waiting. So know that the name of this virtual network is called Hub Demo. Do not forget Hub Demo. You can see it. The name is Hub Demo.
Yeah.
Our internet is slow, so that is why it's taking a lot of fucking time. So it's submitting now,
Okay.
under deployment now.
Demo.
Deployment, waiting. You can see how is the cloud computing is very, very nice and seamless. So now you can see the deployment is succeeded, that been successful. So we can now go to what? We go to
Resource.
resource, and then you're going to see it there. So while that one is successful, it remains two virtual what? Networks to be created. And so such ones shall never be spoke, but it shall never be hop, but it shall be what? Spoke. So let us click on Microsoft Azure. All right. So create resource. So we will search for virtual what? Virtual network.
Network.
Uh-huh. So this is it. Virtual network. Click here, then we'll click on create, just like we did for the other one, the first one. It will still detect our resource group unless we want to change the resource group, but it's that same resource group we are going to put everything.
Just the one we have.
Yes, because that is the importance of resource group. It manages your network efficiently, making sure that your network is in one place. So there is no point to have many resource groups, of which even if you navigate to it, you
Network.
you will be confused. Okay, now we call this one spoke. Spoke what? Spoke demo. A, because we are going to have two. So we have to call this one spoke demo what? A. All right. Still the same. We can change to another, how do you call it? Another country or another region, I mean. So let us find from here to UK, from Nigeria to UK, is 6 hours, right? So let us pick,
Can't hear you.
okay. Can you hear me now?
Breaking.
It's breaking. It's the internet. But you are talking, I'm hearing you. Okay. It should be my internet. Can you hear me now? Hello? Are you with me? Hello? Can you hear me? Okay. Can't hear you. All right. Interesting. Interesting. All right.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Are
Okay.
you still recording?
Okay, don't worry. Don't worry. I will stop. I will stop it and reshare again. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm resharing now.
Okay.
Uh, uh, okay. So that is it. I hope you can see it now. So
Yes, I can.
we are creating the second virtual network.
Area network.
So now for this one, for this particular one, we are going to change it to uh, this one is 620 what? This virtual network. This should be this should be dot one because the first one was what? The first one was 00 this way. Okay.
Okay.
Now the second one now will be what? 10.1.
Okay.
All right. So um, and then this one will take precedent 10.1 network, which is subnet. Okay. So
Okay.
that is the only thing you can correct in this place. You click on next. You put the tag location, uh, and then you just select Africa. So click on next. All right. Then we click on create. So you can see that the name is what? Spoke Demo A. So it's going through deployment now.
Okay.
Going through deployment now. So Spoke Demo A. You can see it is very easy to understand these things. So now you go to, now it is completed. You go to this place. Um, it is completed now. Go to resource. So the name of this virtual network is Spoke Demo A. You can see, and the region you selected that time for this one is UK what? South. All right. You did not select how do you call it? You did not select Africa this time around. All
Why?
right. So we just look for another place to also show you that it is possible, not only within the same region, because we are creating what? We are creating network manager to manage all these things.
Okay.
All right. So it is a good practice to pick some regions outside your own region to create these things so that you will also know how it work out. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Then the last one we want to create now is see the virtual network we want to create now. Okay, these are the virtual network we have created. We have hub demo and we have what? Spoke
Spoke
demo
demo.
A.
A.
So we want to create another one. We just click on create here. So it will take us to this place again. It has detected our resource group. And now we'll call this one spoke what? Spoke demo
B.
B. B. We have B. Easy as it is, then we'll put it in UK. So in UK, in UK South, where you see it here. So now that means our spoke will be in the same region while our hub will be in different region. So our spoke will be in Europe, UK South, and our hub is in Africa. All right. Then you can see this explanation is very simple, right?
Yes.
Okay. So then we click on next. Then our IP address for this network will be what? Will be 2. All right.
Okay.
It will be 2 to show that is in different what? Network, different subnet. All right.
Okay.
So now, and this one has also changed as well. So we click on next. We pick our location as usual. And we pick what? We'll see, leave it maybe Africa, everything Africa. So next, just to pass the validation. Now it is done. So Africa Ultra. I don't know how this tags come in multiples. Then we click on create. I hope you are following.
Yes.
Right. So if you have question, you can ask. The next thing we want to do after now is to make sure that we create a virtual network gateway for the hub. This is successful, like others. For the hub, I told you that VPN is always inside hub, and I also told you that firewalls are always inside hub. So we have to create another virtual network called virtual network gateway for the hub. All right,
Okay.
so that it will be reachable. That is the reason we want to create that. So we come to Microsoft Azure and look for virtual. We can search here. Virtual networks gateways. You can see it. This one.
Okay.
Then we click on nothing is here. We click on create virtual network gateway. It will have its own subnet. All right, to have its own subnet. So you can see our resource group. Select select a virtual network to get resource what you see.
Group.
Okay, so we want to select a virtual network to get a resource group. First of all, the region, because the region we selected for our hub is what? Africa. So we have to look for Africa here and pick Africa as our region. Okay, South Africa North. So now the one that we are creating here for is this. So our VPN, it will not be Azure, it will be Gateway 1. virtual VPN gateway 1. Okay? It will not be gateway 1 Azure, just like, or gateway 2 Azure, just like it is here. You will choose
Okay.
VPN gateway what? 1. All right? Are you following?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So now, what is the name of this our
Network.
virtual network gateway? So we'll just call it gateway demo. That is all. That's accepted. You can see it's check. So here they say select a virtual network to get resource group. Okay. Let us select the virtual network now. So the virtual, immediately we select virtual network here, you will see that it will give us our resource group here. We know we have created virtual network, 3 of them. So let
Yeah.
us select now. So now what presented to us is what? Hub demo, because we are creating this virtual network gateway for the hub. So it's all show us here. So it's loading, and you can see it has given us a new subnet IP address range. You can see 10.0.1.0 / what? 24, which we still have 256 IP addresses for this. So now let us return back up. Now, our hub spoke demo has automatically been updated here.
Okay.
All right. He said derived from virtual network resource group, which we have selected. All right. This one. So now everything is easy. The next thing here is just to make sure that we let us see up demo. Let us copy this guy here and do something with it. So we will copy here and make it our what? Our public IP address name. So we'll call it IP. All right.
Okay.
We attach IP to it, and it has accepted it. So this will be our public IP address, because we do not have existing public IP address in this thing that we are doing. So we have to create new one. For us to create new one, we have to give it a name. So this is a name we have given. All right. So now the public IP address SKU is standard. So enable active mode. So now if you choose here, you say the gateway SKU must be, you can see now we have choose the right one. VPN gateway 1, 2, 3. You can see now it must be this one, or high performance or legacy SKU. So now we can enable this or we can disable this. So if you notice something, as we click on disabling the active this and this one, even the border gateway, how do you call it, a configure border gateway is also disabled. But if we enable it back, this one will not be here. It will not be here. And then it will ask us that since we enable it, we have to create what?
IP address.
The IP address which we have created for it that time. All right. You can see this one now just disappear. That is secondary IP address. So, but we have to do what? We have to disable it, and that will be fine. So once we disable it, we click on next to the tags. We can still maintain our what? Location, and we can still maintain Africa, and then we'll click on review and create. So our validation here now is passed. Do not forget that our virtual network gateway, keep them on your note. The name of our gateway is what? Is the name is gateway demo. So our resource group remain what? And we have created this gateway inside a hub. inside a hub what? Inside a virtual network called what? Hub demo. All right. And so the virtual network gateway subnet is what? 10.0.1.0/24 subnet. So now we have choose the gateway type to be what? VPN. And the VPN type we have choose what? How do you call it? Route base. Well, let us return back to correct something. We can choose different thing instead of route base. Let us see. Let us go back a bit. Let's go back a bit. Let's go back a bit. Where should we see this? Okay, it is under what? Is correct. A gateway type is VPN. Is correct. That is fine. So yeah, it is fine. So running final validation because we have gone back. So now we have to click on create. All right.
Okay.
Yes. Deployment level right now. Yeah. Okay. It's taking time because of internet. Zoom will have high bandwidth. Sometimes I don't blame the internet. Sometimes application like this takes a little time. Takes a little time. You're waiting. So now, while we are waiting for this guy to be deployed, um, the next thing we need to do is that we will now go to our network manager, which we have created before, and then we will start creating network groups from there. We'll create a network groups for our spokes. All right.
Okay.
So that is what we will go after this is done. But we can still go ahead while we are waiting on this guy to be deployed. We can still go ahead with that of a network group creation. So we go back here. You can see that in this how they call it summary in our dashboard in our home, we have one what? Virtual network gateway, which is this one, the one we just created there, and we put it inside what? We put it inside the hub. We created it inside the hub. All right. That is a hub demo. So we are having our resource group. I don't know why um, our virtual uh, network manager is not here yet. Okay. So we'll refresh. Okay. We are still having that deployment in progress. Let us see all. Let us see all. Okay, we have 3 here. resource group and the gateway. All right. One is still here. You can see this is where you check your notifications. So you see, it's still in progress over there. All right. Let us go to if we go into, we're supposed to see, let this one finish because we're supposed to see our network what? Our network manager. You see the one that we're having here, only resource group, virtual network gateway. So we're supposed to see virtual manager. Let me see. Virtual manager. Virtual manager. Virtual network manager. See it here. This is it. All right. So we have to search for it before we see it. All right. It's fine. There is no problem. Now, in this one, I hope you can still see my screen, right? Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. Now, in this network manager, we say network performance is the name of our network what? Manager. So we click on it. We click to open it. We click to open it.
Okay.
So we go to settings. Did you see it?
Yes.
So now we will now create network groups. Okay.
Okay.
Create network groups. So for now, we don't have any network groups here. Click on create. Uh, we can call it uh, two uh, two networks. Two networks groups. We can call the name like that. So we can just leave it this way. So the membership, the member type here, we will select. Okay, now, which member do we want to put in this place? The member that we want to put in this place is not just subnet, but it is what? Virtual network. So from that virtual network, we are having subnet. Okay? So when you see something like this, do not just quickly say, okay, because I have subnet in my network, so I have to pick a subnet. No, you have to select your virtual network. All right. So remember that the name of your network group at this time is what? Is two networks groups. Two network what? Groups. All right.
Yes.
Then the next thing you need to do is just to create.
Great.
Is just to create. Now that is done. You can see successfully created two network groups in what? In
In the network
network
performance
performance, which is your network manager.
manager. Yeah.
Okay, now. Then now you will just need to, let me just say, open it up to confirm some things. You can see we have in this one now, it will ask you to manually add members, or uh, or you can create Azure what policy
Policy.
for it. So now we will manually add what virtual
Members.
networks. All right.
Okay.
And those virtual networks that we are going to add are the one that we have created already.
Okay.
So now let us click on add virtual networks. So you can see them now.
Yes.
Did you see them now? So
Yes, the
now,
three we created.
so now
Yes.
our hub is in the South Africa North, and our spoke demo A and B, they are in UK what? South. All right. So what we want to select here now for this network group is spoke demo A and what? And B. All right. That is what we need. Because remember, this particular one, hub demo, which we call our hub itself, this particular one, we have already added what? Gateway. That is virtual network gateway to it before. I hope you still remember.
Yes.
So now what we need here is just what? Add, and will be good. And so updated network group successfully updated. You can see. So
Yeah.
now, so when we have done this now, so maybe we can open the name of the network group and add which we have added the what? The virtual networks. So when we click on group members, we have already done that, right?
Mm.
We have done that already. So let us return back to network managers. So if we open it up, if you open it up, you will see something. The next thing we need to do here is to go into what? We have configured this one, which if you come here, you will see it. All right. Let us close this. All right. So when the member is network, so when you click it here, you will see the two network we have added, the two virtual network we have added, which is called a virtual network, which is the type. All right.
Mm.
Okay, now let's return back. Let's return back. Yeah. So the next thing we want to do is configurations. We click here. You can see that this thing has taken a lot of time to deploy. Spoke demo has taken a lot of time. Assuming we wait for it, we will still wait forever. So now, under configuration here, we are going to, you see that when we were creating this thing, we choose connectivity configuration and we choose security admin, all right? We choose connectivity and we choose security admin. And I told you that time that connectivity is meant for the communication between, that is between the hub and the spoke, right?
Yes.
And then the admin is to, the security admin is to manage the security within that network, okay? So
Yeah.
now in this configuration, let us choose this connectivity configuration to configure. So we can either choose here or you can choose here up and you see connectivity configuration, you can pick them. So now, in this particular one now, uh, connectivity configure define hub and spoke or mesh topologies apply to one or more network groups. Okay, now, so for this one, what name are we going to call it? What type of name are we going to call it? Can you give me a name so that you that they
Yes.
are teaching, you will be able to know what
To
I will just,
differentiate.
yeah, we'll just say connect, right?
Okay.
Connect,
Not
connect.
depends. Connect one also.
Okay, maybe I can say connect one, right? So we click on topology. So to show us that our connectivity configuration here, we call it connect one. So we click next. You can see now, under this topology, we are having mesh and what? Hub and spoke topology. So in mesh, this will create direct connectivity between virtual networks in the network
Network.
groups you select, okay? But in this hub and spoke, you see, this will create peerings. You can see now, this will create peerings. They join it together between your specified hub and the virtual network in the network groups you select. So now, if we click select here, now you don't need to do anything here. You say delete existing peer. We don't have any existing peering, so there is no point to delete anything here. All right. So the next thing you need to do here is to select a hub. You select a hub here, and you can see now. This is our what? This is our hub. Are you following?
Yes, I am. Help
Yes.
demo.
Hub demos.
The sub network we created now.
Yes. So now we select next. So this will create peerings between your specified hub and the virtual networks in the network groups you select. You can see if it is not the right one we have selected, you just click on what? Edit. It will
Edit.
return you back here. And then you select the one that you think
Oh,
it is what?
correct.
It is correct. All right. So now, then we click on visualize, which is a next.
Okay.
What is going wrong there? Because I can see this guy here. Here, choose a network resource that is not in any network group to serve as a hub. Yes, that is what we have done. Delete existing peering. We cannot. All right. You must select a network group. Hold on, because I cannot see this. Um, Let me reduce. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. You must select a network group. Okay. Let us see. Add network groups. Okay. We have to add network groups here. Um, this is it. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. That is good. That is a network group that we
Yeah.
created. This
Two network groups. Yeah.
very, yeah, very good. You can see that it is good when you are creating something, you have to give it a name similar to the right name of that particular device or technology so that you will not forget.
Forget.
Uh-huh. So we have to select it. Once we have selected it, you know, this two network group, we have to select what? Enable connectivity within network. We have to select it, and we have to select this one and this one. You see? Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Yes. So once that is done, because this is what we are configuring, we are not configuring enable mesh connectivity across regions. No. Okay. So hop as a gateway. No, it's not enable. All right. So we click on the visualization. VNet. You can see now. Did you see what is happening right now?
Yes.
You see the peer, see how it's very nice. It shows us that this is the hub and now it's connected. It's connected to
To
what?
the group, the
To,
two.
very good. So now in this one you can see a location is what is global to tell you how important network manager is. It's telling you here is global. That means you can control it globally. It's not region wise. It's not
Okay.
region wide. You can see location now. It has showed you resource group and every other thing. Okay, now we have visualized it. Now that we have visualized and we are okay, it seems like this one has been created. This our virtual gateway has been created finally. It's successful, right?
Successful.
Yes. So now, once we have visualized it and it is fine like this, you can, for me to enlarge it, I will just make sure that I increase the browser. All right. So that you see it. Okay. So we click on review. The configuration below will not take effect until you deploy this configuration to your desired regions. You can deploy this configuration now or at a later time. So it's now, but it will take time. So create and start deployment. You see, successfully created or updated. Okay, connectivity configurations. That is done. So now we need to, the goal here, deploy a configuration. So we want to deploy that configuration now. Which region do we want to deploy the configuration? All right. So we have to select the region. So you know this is a connectivity, right? Connectivity configuration. So it has been
Yeah.
selected for us already. So hub and spoke,
Name.
that is connectivity. So now we have to select the region that we want to do this deployment. So target regions. Our target regions are just two.
South Africa.
We
Or
have,
any.
yes, we have South Africa. We have South Africa. Then we have where are you? South Africa. Yes. And then we have UK, right? UK South. Where is it? And UK South. So we have two regions. All right. We are okay now. I hope you are with me.
Yes, I am.
All right. So you click on next. You can see South Africa net north. You see deploy. You see everything. Add, connect. UK. We have these ones added. Now we can say deploy. So now this is global state. Global state. We don't have existing configuration before. That's why these ones are empty. The one that we just configure are the one that are by our right. Okay. So we click on deploy. So it will take some time. All right.
Okay.
All right. So successfully submitted the configuration for deployment. Okay. So now the next thing we want to do here, what do we need to do here right now? We need to create virtual machines in the spoke. All right. Virtual
Okay.
machines need to live in a spoke, because if you don't have anything, any device in this particular place, that means you just created it for nothing. What do you want to do with them without devices inside? It's just like you create a building. You are in Africa or you are in Europe. You create a building and there is no chair, nothing inside. All right.
Okay.
So it's useless. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you. Do you understand all these things I've been saying since 12 o'clock?
I'm picking it little by little, but I know this one is a bit broader.
It's a bit broader,
Mm.
because
Yes.
you need to follow these things step
That
by
a
step.
lot of things. You create resource, you create network, you create inside the visual, inside the manager. Ah, is a lot.
So
You create
let's
different things.
yeah. So today now is more broader
Ah, I tell you,
compared to the one you have been seeing before.
mm,
Yes,
is a lot.
yeah, because I want you to know what is all about network. So some people will say, I am an IT person, I am this and that, I'm this and that, but honestly, they don't do anything when it comes to that. Okay? So network groups, we have one, and this, and we have hub, we have one. Group members of this one, we have two, which is spoke. Okay, we are fine. We are fine. So that is it. Yes, you can see that the hub demo that we created is having what? Is having gateway. That's what I want to see. It's having gateway. It's located in South Africa, and the resource group is what? Is hub spoke demo for all. Then under this group, under these network groups, if you click it, you're going to see what has been assigned to it. So it's coming up. You can see now, and they will tell you how many members are there, group members. They are having to direct connectivity enabled straight, so they can communicate. So when you put devices there now, so when you open it up, when you open it up, so you're going to see, when you open it up, you're going to see that what is there is a virtual what? Network. All right. And so the type is, the group members type here is how do you call it, network manager. So if you click on here, it seems that you are returning back to this particular place. So we are good. So remember, if they say add virtual networks, which we have added before, if you click here, this is what we added that time. This is it. These are the two things which give us that group membership. That is a network group. So, all right, let us return back here, and then let us create virtual machines and put them inside as spoke demo A and spoke demo B. All right.
Okay.
So here you have to click here because it's already there. Let create here Azure virtual machine. So now you're going to see. So it will ask us we should select what? Resource group.
Resource group.
So we'll just quickly select our existing resource group, which is
Resource group.
Hub Spoke what? Demo.
Demo.
All right. So now, what is the name of our virtual machine? We'll just call it VM demo. All right,
Okay.
VM demo. Let us see whether it will take it. Okay, it has taken it. So now the region that we assign it, the region that we want to assign it to is not Africa, because if we create on Africa, that means this virtual machine is going to live in the hub, not in the what, in the spoke. Okay,
Okay.
so now we are going to select UK South,
Okay.
because our spokes live
Okay,
inside UK.
because
Yes,
it's UK.
yes. Are you following? So now, based on this, based on this now, we will look for availability option, and we choose
Yes.
availability zone. All right. So now in this availability zone, let it display so that we will know the zone we want to put it. Because it's still booting. Okay, now it automatically assigned to availability zone 1. Okay, you know we have 1 to 3. Okay, so we may decide to put this one. It is not a good practice to put this one inside only one, because if something happened to this particular zone, that means the client will not be able to reach the VM again. It's not going to reach the virtual machine again. All right. So so it is a best practice for us to choose this one and as well as this one, so that if something happened to how do you call it, to the zone 1, the zone 2 should be able to take precedence immediately,
Cool.
and then the client will not be able to know what happened, and the client will not even feel it that something happened. All right. So but because it is a
Okay.
demo, we have to leave it only in zone 1. Okay,
Okay.
are you hearing me?
Yes, I am.
So we have to scroll down. You can see that the trusted security here, the trusted security here that we are having here is that the type of security is that the trusted launch virtual machines has been picked. We can pick standard, but the one that has picked for us is the one that will go with our image that we want to pick. All right. All right. I hope you are there. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. And my screen is shared, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, then let us pick the image. We are going to pick, let us say, Windows. We're going to look for Windows. I'm going to look for Windows. So maybe Windows.
So we're trying to all created into a virtual machine.
Yeah. So yes. So now let us pick maybe like a Windows 10 Pro version 22H2. Okay. Or we pick Windows 11. That is a 64-bit second generation. Or we can pick Windows Server 2022 Data Center Azure Edition. Anyone we want to pick. All right.
Okay.
So now, uh, let us go with Data Center Server 2019 Data Center 64-bit second generation. Let's pick the server, and we are good. So now let us run with Azure Sports. This one is optional. Then the size. The size is already picked for us here. Is free service eligible. So that one is okay. Then what will be the user name? I will call it the username. I will say maintain it as what? Ify. That is all. Do not forget capital IFY. So let us pick our our password. So this password is so I will send it to you.
Okay.
Okay, now it's accepted. So public inbound port, the one that we are going to pick is RDP because we want to use our RDP machine to remote to it. Okay, we select inbound port, we say allow, and then that is all. So
Aside RDP, how can you access a virtual machine
how can you access a virtual machine?
except using this RDP?
Okay, you can see access it with HTTP, that is on the browser.
Okay, okay, on the browser.
We can add
Okay,
that one too. All
okay,
right, and then you can see access it. You can see SSH here if you have POTI. I showed you before. Let me just show you again. If you have POTI, okay, do you see it now? Or if you have POTI application and you have your SSH, then you type the IP address of that virtual machine to it, and then you click open. The port
so
SSH port 22 is already set. If you click on serial, you'll see that it requires your COM port, which you can see it from your machine. In your machine, I will not go there, so don't worry. If it
okay,
is telnet, is port 23. So SSH is a secure shell is port 22. Okay, and then you open and it will take you there. That is all. You open the add the password. That is all. Okay.
okay,
All right. So now after this, you click on. Let us choose the disk size for this virtual machine because your laptop is having the size. It could be 100 a gig hard disk. It could be anything. All right, so now image default, we have choose this. We can even go with 256 gigabyte, okay, or 512 gigabyte, or 1 terabyte, or 2 terabyte. Okay, but we will leave it at default 127 gigabyte, okay, as the size of our hard disk. And so the OS disk type will leave it at premium locally redundant storage. So delete with VM. So if we delete this VM, everything pertains to this, all this setup will be deleted. Okay, so you always check this, but you cannot check it. So if even if you delete the VM, this one will not be deleted, and it will be consuming your money. All right, so you have to click delete when you are deleting your virtual machine. Okay, then we have all these ones are good, and this and we have networking. So virtual network is what you can see now. The virtual network we are creating this virtual machine for is spoke demo A. Okay, we can choose spoke demo B. All right, but it is fine. Are you following there?
Yes, I am.
Then we are under the subnet. See the subnet that we created that time, 10.1.0 dot. The moment you choose, if I choose spoke demo B, you will see the IP address will change to 2. Do you see it now?
Okay. Yes.
But we have to choose spoke demo A, and so the IP address will be here. So now the public IP name is here, is a VM demo IP automatically generated for us. So the network interface card will remain basic and all that. The port we choose here is still what? Is still port 80 and what? RDP. So this will allow all IP addresses to access your virtual machine. It is fine. Delete public IP and NIC when VM is deleted. Yes, you want to do that. All right. So now, the next thing we want to do here is that load balancing is just none, and then we click on next to management, which is here, and then everything is fine here. Everything is fine here. We go to monitoring. Monitoring by default by Azure version. Monitor by default, not Azure version. By default, it is enabled, but we can disable the monitoring, both diagnostics and all that. But it is fine. Let us leave it that way. And then we go to tags. Uh, and then we can create any task, but there is no point to create any task. But the task that we have in is location and Africa. Okay, we can
Okay.
just pick them like that, and then we move ahead. I hope you enjoyed today's class more than ever. So yeah, I can see. Then the validation is passed, and once the validation is passed for this virtual machine, we go ahead and do what? And click on create.
Great.
All right. So if you want to access this virtual machine after it is created, you can access it. So we will just first of all access it. You can see how we created this in. That is how we will also create another virtual machine to live inside what? To live inside Spoke demo B. All right.
Okay.
So both of them will be able to communicate with each other. And you should also know that the hub is having what? Is having a virtual network gateway. All right. It's having its own subnet. Again, don't forget that.
Oh,
Ah,
okay.
all right. So we are under deployment here. So while we are waiting for this guy to be created, to be successful, let us as well create one virtual machine, right? We create one virtual machine for what? For demo, for Spoke demo B.
B. Okay.
All right. So this one is still under creation. You can see the name and all the all Spoke. This is in UK Windows. We have the standard. What is the size? And you can see the IP address. Did you see? See the IP address. The disk we have disk 1. The number of disks is 1. You see how fantastic it is. All right. Now we click here and click on this one. Let us be fast with this one.
Yeah, there's almost time.
Yeah. So we choose our resource group. Then the name of the virtual machine we have VM uh, demo 2.
Two.
The other one was just VM demo. So the region is still what? The region is UK. South, which is in Europe. Then the availability zone and all this one here, there is still one. Uh, then we will maintain this one as the architecture we want. Then here we'll maintain this one. All right. Then what was the name of that? We have Ifi, right? I will see put it Ifi. Then create a password. Aha. That one is successful.
Okay.
That one is successful. Fantastic. This is professionals work. Yeah. So public IP must also have public IP. Then we select the inbound port. Uh, we will also pick this to be together, right? We have next to this. We leave it by default this way. It is fine, just like the other one. Then on this virtual network, we have to pick
B.
demo what? B.
B.
Yes. So you can see now the public IP address has changed from 1 to 2. You see?
By
Yes.
default. Okay.
So now here we leave it the way it is. Delete. Yes, we have to delete it. It's fine. None is fine. Management. It is fine. Okay. Monitoring. It is okay. Advanced. We have tax. The same thing. Location. Africa. Then we go to here. Uh, all right. Validation passed. We click on create. Now, that one that, let it leave this side first. Okay. It's submitting deployment. This is deployment phase. So let us check that one that was successful. We go to results to look for it. Okay. So now in it, you can see the public IP, right? So now we pick it, we copy it. This is our public IP address for that virtual machine in Spoke demo A. There we will open remote machine, that is a remote desktop, RDP. Just search for RDP, RD, that is all. Let us see. Now we have to paste it. Click to access it. You see, and it is what? The username is what? Ify,
If.
and then the password. I have it in my mind. Yes, just for security purpose.
Yeah, I
You don't
understand.
need some people to come and begin to seize our Azure subscription and all that. Some criminals. So you can see, fantastic. We are logging in now. Why the spoke demo
Two.
yeah, is still working. You can see how interesting it is. Did you see? Did you see? Azure is the best. Azure and AWS, they are making waves.
AWS, Amazon.
Web services. They are making waves on the planet Earth as far as cloud computing is concerned and technology is concerned. You see? Very fantastic. You can see. And once you create your machine this way, you see we are in. So anything you want to do, you can do with it. Just like your laptop that you are holding in your hand. You can you can make sure that all your devices, you see, is asking me whether I want to accept this network. I say yes. So now with this kind of thing now, if you want to freeze or freeze some space from your main laptop, all right, to this particular virtual machine, you can move your file from your machine here to this one, okay, and let them be living there, and your laptop will be free. Very, very fantastic. So this is just how do you call a server manager? You know, it's server 2019 that we pick. You see, remember?
Yes.
Uh-huh. So with this kind of server, we can create Active Directory and every other things. There are a lot of things to do here because if you see it here, if you click here, you see this folder resemble my machine folder, but it's not my physical machine. It's my virtual machine that I just log in. You can see for you to confirm. You can see the space that the machine has.
Interesting.
You see, my friend. So in technology, nothing is best like cloud computing. Now that it's all having a physical face, it's having physical face in this region we are hosting our devices. But here in Nigeria, we are able to log in and do all manner of things. All right. So
Okay.
if you want to go to a browser, you can go to a browser, you click it, uh, you can access YouTube from here. And when you are playing, it will sound as if it's from your own physical laptop. It will take the video, how do you call it, the audio from your laptop, okay, physical laptop or physical device. All right, it will be as if you are playing it from there. So that is how it works. All right, let us minimize this, and then okay, this one is still under deployment. It's still under deployment. The second one, so that we'll be able to see how the two can communicate, because the two are being connected to what? The two are being connected to hub. Okay, so they are being managed by the virtual network managers. All right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So I know that just remain only a few minutes. Do you have question? I don't want to go more than this, so we'll continue from where we stop, maybe tomorrow or next week when we have time.
It's fine.
It is fine. So for now, I will leave I will leave the machine on for you to remote and do what you want to do. I'm going to send you the password to these machines.
Okay.
All right. So I want you to remote from there and do anything you want to do. Okay. So you can stream YouTube from there from the machines. You can try to create file and save them there. You can do all things that you used to do with your physical machine. Try to do it so that you will be used to these particular machines, so that it will not be strange for you again and again.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
So I can shut them down. I can stop them from running and all those things, but I will not shut anyone's down. Okay. So let us see that this one Is
It's completed.
yes,
Still in progress.
yeah. So
A visual machine.
yes, I've click it. Uh, you can see how it's giving me all these things. It's a virtual machine, Azure virtual machine. You see, so I can say it's just like it's a little bit slow because of the space and as well as the internet we are using. The space is enough. I know the space is enough, but in terms of internet speed, it's the one that is having issue. Okay, so far so good. We have spent 2 hours in this already.
Yeah.
Today has been the best day since we started this class. All right,
More complex.
it's more complex. Yeah, that is how you learn. You learn in large scale. That is how you learn, my dear. If you stay there and say that this thing is not, how do you call it? It's not possible. There are people, there are a lot of people that looks at this as a very simple thing, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, pink. Yes. So it cannot go from here. This is our public IP address. We are pinging it from outside the network. This is what is giving us internet in that place. So, but if we go in, if we go inside, where are you? Okay, refresh. If I want to use Nmap to know that this thing is live, I'm going to use Nmap to know it because pink is just a common tool to check that there is connectivity between the network, but sometimes it will tell you that it's not reachable. But if you use a powerful tool like Nmap, my friend, it will go. It will go.
To find out if it's actually a virtual machine.
Yeah. So you can see the local IP address that we set from that particular subnet. You see that subnet that we created. It gave us the IP address of
Yes.
10.1.0.4. All right. So if I now ping this thing from here, let's see, it will not go because I know that firewall is blocking the reachability, so it will not go because this has become a local machine. So we are pinging a public IP address. It will tell us that we send 4 package, but out of the 4 package we send, we received nothing and we lost 4 and 100% loss. Okay. All right. So, do you have any question? We are still waiting for that guy to finish. It's taking a lot of time now. It's taking a lot of time now. It's taking a lot of time. Uh, do you have questions so far? You
No.
are. You have. Let me know. Um, all right.
Okay.
Uh,
Thank you, sir.
yeah. You say you have?
No.
Okay, that means it's clear. That is good. So for now, this is we will draw the curtain for today, and then the other one will finish deploy. I gave the same credentials to both machines, so you will check them at your site. Make sure you log into the two machines, and then you have them. But you're supposed to know the public IP of the second machine. All right, but we
The
are
given
still
one is one
so we
zero
are still
point two.
waiting. Yeah, so that is how we draw the curtain for today. Thank you so much.